The dog starts barking as soon as I do a live stream. Charlie, will you grab the dog, please? I am addressing this live stream to all kids. However, this can be applied to adults as well, because some kids never grow up and they grow up into adults who are actually children and behave like children. I have been watching Anastasia's story unfold since she was murdered last year so savagely in Lucan by those two young children themselves, at 13 at the time, they're 14 now. And over the last couple of days, I have been reading the reports, reading what's going on in the courtroom, and it's difficult to read. It's a difficult read. And how Boy B described Anastasia as a weirdo, and the popular kids didn't like her, and even the unpopular kids didn't like her, made my skin crawl, okay? So I want you to show your kids this live stream, and I want you to listen to what I'm going to say really carefully, okay? I have kids coming to me every week who are experiencing anxiety, depression, panic, because they don't know who they're going to spend time with at lunch break tomorrow. Now, if that's how we're gotten, that we're living in a society when we cannot be inclusive and we cannot recognise somebody when they are being isolated or recognise somebody who is alone, it is your business to make sure that you say to that person, do you want to join us for lunch? We're having a bit of crack over here. Are you all right? Pull them aside. Do you need a chat? Do you need a friend? Offer support. Okay? Now, I'm not on this live stream shining my own halo and making all this about me. However, I want to tell you a story about me when I was in school. I was bullied loads of times in lots of different ways, as a child and as an adult. Okay? However, when I was in school, I knew what it felt like to be isolated. I went to school in a place where I wasn't from. So when I went to school, I didn't fit in there because the people I went to school with were from a different place. And then when I went home, I was alone-ish because the people I was hanging around with, I didn't go to school with. So I was always kind of the odd one out, even though I had loads of friends. But I was always on the outskirts of a gang, let's say. But when I was in school, anybody who joined the school, the teachers used to always say to me, you take them. You put them under your wing and you mind them. And I'd mind them and I'd make them feel included. And I'd ask them, were they okay? And that's what we're supposed to be doing, okay? If you see somebody who has a special need in your class, or if you see somebody who's having a hard time, or somebody's giving them a hard time, safety in numbers. Approach them, bring them away, ask them, are they okay? Ask them, do they need a chat? The least that you can do is be kind. Just be kind. Anastasia was isolated her whole life and had no friends. Don't try and be popular. Because when you try and be popular, you're trying to make yourself different to everybody else and more important. I always say to my kids, you're beautiful, but you're more beautiful on the inside. Your beauty has to shine from the inside out through your character, okay? Do not lower your standards to impress other people. Because when you lower your standards to impress other people, you attract in bullshit. You attract in negative energy, which will drag you down to Snaketown, okay? Raise your standards. Raise the bar. Don't have 100 friends. Have 2. Have 2 really good ones. And when you're in school tomorrow and you see somebody on their own in their lunch, even if you are an adult, sit beside them, bring them over, ask them, are they okay? Ask them, have they any plans for the weekend? Include them. Don't try and be popular. Try and be kind. If you've anything to say about that, or if you've any stories that you want to share about the situation with Anastasia, or I was going to say something similar. I hope there's nothing similar. I hope there's nothing similar. Always include somebody. Sylvia Bridget Dignan said that we have to lean more into inclusivity, and you know, people that you might want to include, you know, they might not tick all the boxes for you about what a friend actually is, or they might not be the most exciting or the most interesting, but they're people. They have feelings. Here's another thing. Now, you see, I'm on my soapbox now. Here's another thing. When a child is isolated and excluded, predators and bullies see the person who's excluded, and they're easy fodder. They're easy to groom. They're easy to attack. They're easy to bully. Okay? So when you include somebody and put them in a safe space, even if it is only in school, you leave them less exposed to people that want to take advantage of them, to stand on their face to make them feel good. Okay? The only time you should ever be looking down your nose at somebody is when you're helping them up. Irina Behill said a lot of adults need to hear this too. That's what I said at the start, Irina. You know, some people just don't grow up. I see it all the time, where adults behave like literally 10-year-olds in how they exclude people and how they speak to each other on social media. It's absolutely despicable. So I have a baby bonnet about Anastasia at the moment, and I think her parents have handled the situation like they're so honourable, and how the father of boy B behaved in the courtroom. I mean, seriously, dragged up. You can't even blame the kids. You can't even blame the kids for how they behaved, because it's how they're being reared, as far as I'm concerned. Roisin O'Neill, kindness is so important. Everybody has it within them. We all have kindness. And if you're surrounded by people who are not kind, be kinder. Be kinder. Kill them with your kindness. Shine your light so bright that people are going to need shades to hang around with you. Okay? Even in one big, huge, dark room, it only takes one little teeny tiny candle to fill that room full of light. Love always wins. If we give in to fear, we will be crippled. Love always wins. Janice Boylan said, love this video, Nicola. Now, I'm actually getting a headache because I'm so impassioned, and I have to go to work. So listen, I want you to share this post. I want you to comment. I want you to give me loads of interaction, love hearts, all that kind of crack, because the more interaction we have on posts on this page, the more Facebook will show it to other people. So let's keep it going, because this conversation is important. Okay? Take it easy. Slán. Bye-bye.